Welcome to Mama Bee's homestead. We are out in the garden today, and I figure we're about 2 months into our growing season, 3 months in, so let's talk about the fails that have happened this year. So, like most know, it's our first year on the farm, first year on this homestead. I usually have an amazing garden going. So this year was going to be the learning the property garden, and boy, have we learned things by fails. Really, that's how you learn, right? So we have the straw bales, which you can kind of see behind me. That's the pretty part. We've got the watermelons. Do you see? Watermelons starting, and the corn's growing, which is great. We've got a few tomatoes. Let me see. See them? And the tomatoes are looking horrible over here. So, what did I do wrong? Really. I didn't put enough nutes in them before we started growing. I didn't let them sit in compost long enough. They were still fresh, too fresh. I wasn't able to get deep enough in when I buried the tomatoes, so all the roots are kind of still on the top and they're just not getting enough. Another thing is I store-bought dirt. I had to buy dirt this year because it's our fresh year. We didn't have the dirt made with our manure and compost and all that to plant here, so store-bought dirt and just everything fresh. Nothing has had a chance to settle and do what it needs to do to really flourish. So let's look around and I will talk about the other things that we failed. Let's see, they're grown, but they're all sad. They're just sad. I've nuded, I've given them food, everything they could ask for, and they just are not, I mean, they're giving us babies, but sadly, we got littles going, but they're not happy at all. One little one, the happy little tree. One on the happy little. Oops, did I get that? One. That one's got none. These want to die, but see what I'm talking about with the roots? They just didn't. That one's got a little one on it. Do you see it? Pepper's got a little pepper on it. That's going to be a spicy pepper. One little tomato. It's like that's all I'm getting is one from each plant. So that's disappointing. But let me show you some ones that aren't disappointing. Over here. These have some dirt in it that I was able to put some yard compost on the bottom of it and then plant these. So I've got tomatoes all throughout. They're nice, green, healthy, big old bushels of tomatoes coming into here. I just don't get it. They're berry bushes. Some are still just stems. Some haven't really done anything. And then we've got it's a thornless blackberry and Nanking cherry, mulberry, pomegranate, no, goji berry and pomegranate. So things are growing. We've got happy plants. So I know I'm kind of doing something right. Let's talk about another fail. I did not realize how hot our heat gets. 110 already into the summer. Everything that should be liking the sun is not liking the sun. And the only thing that is liking the sun is the weeds, the berries, the star thistle is everywhere up here. So then I spread the garden out. I grew, they were way up here. That's the fencing for it. And I grew, planted things way down there. 110 dragging a hose through star thistle. Things have died because I'm like, oh, I'll water that tomorrow. Oh, I'll go down there tomorrow. They died. So putting it all closer, not spreading out so much. That was a downside. This star thistle is ridiculous. If it was smaller, it'd be more manageable, but there's so much. It's just out here now. It's just here. The container growing has been awesome. Something that's eating those. It has been awesome. Things are growing. I pulled this out of the horse field, so I think it's pumpkin, but it's growing like crazy. My gourd over there, it's like it up here, it gets a little more shade. My loofah, the poor little thing, he's trying. I got mini jacks. All my strawberries are just, they look happy. A lot of these I started from seeds. I am so proud they're just growing. Next year maybe I'll get berries. But got plenty. You guys have plantain and seeds. These are good weeds. I wouldn't mind these weeds. Medicine weeds. But then we get the star thistle that just kills. My spring mix, I let it go to seed so I could do it again next year. The tortoises loved these. I come out here, pick some for her, and she just loves it. I have some melons that, you know, are doing, that one's stretching, but doing good, and then others that are a little stunted. But my potatoes are doing great. All my potato barrels are wonderful. And I get these little plants. Look at that star thistle. Yeah. Another fault I learned was having things too close to the fence. That's just asking for the goats to eat it. So all of these had plenty in it, and the goats decided to just clear them, all of them, so I wouldn't have to worry about them no more. Isn't that nice of them? Lettuce, kale, more lettuce. The tortoise has been happy. So overall, where'd I go wrong? I didn't let things marinate in compost enough to let them grow. I didn't understand the area. I didn't watch and research the area enough. I used store-bought dirt. I should have made more compost. Next year it'll be better. The weeds, I didn't respect how much weeds we would have over in this area. Yeah, and the heat. The containers were great. You know, for the most part, they're doing what they're supposed to do. The in-ground is doing the best, even though it looked horrible, but it took the nutrients in the compost that I was able to give it the best. Next year, maybe a new location on the property. Maybe we'll have better dirt next year because we're composting and making our own now. Yeah, just a lot of learning. A lot of revamping and replanning for next year, which is all we can hope for, is to just do better and better each year, right? So hope your garden's going better than mine.